Even daarop zitten. Even refreshen misschien. And then we can see if we are live. It looks like we are.
Well, at least we see ourselves here.
Yes. There we are.
Here
Perfect. So, wow. It's been a while.
It's been a while that you probably have seen us.
On
At least
on a video.
On the live sessions.
Yeah, because why?
Why? That's the big question in this life. Why? Why are we here?
Why?
Well, we had a really busy, very busy last quarter of this year.
Absolutely.
A lot of trainings outside the Netherlands also. Went to Poland, to England, to Norway, Belgium.
True.
Yeah. And with a lot of very, very nice things to do there, especially in leadership, but also in speaking and in the 16 guidelines. Well, basically too much to mention.
Yeah. Wonderful, productive,
Yeah.
and inspirational things we've been able to do. And I published my book.
And of course,
Okay.
come.
Go. Ta-da! First children's book. Look at that.
Let's see how it is on. Is it? Yeah. I can read it there. Great. Yeah.
Really lovely book, I think. And why do I say that? Because I love stories. So I made this story about friendship, hope, and solution for taking care of the earth. And it's from the age group for about 5 to 12. And it's been so far a great Christmas present already. It's traveled all over the world already. It's gone to America, to Kuwait, to the UK, the Netherlands. It's written in English. And we will put a link where you can find the book later on here. Because people are really keen for it. And we were really happy. We had a lovely lounge, didn't we? It was really good fun to have lots of children there. And, okay, so that was also quite an extra thing that came with all this.
We're leaning on this table.
Are we wobble?
Yes, we are wobbling.
The excitement. Okay, so that's what we did. We had a few busy months, but that doesn't mean that we don't want to go live. We really want to go live, and we also found that by going on YouTube, our audience will be bigger in that way, because a lot of people are not on Facebook anymore, and we also post this on LinkedIn, so people can just directly then click on YouTube. It's more like an overall channel that people have in general more access to, and then we can later share this video again on our social media as well. So that's why saving time.
Yes.
and what else?
Well, 2022 has been a great year for us. I hope also for you. We accomplished a lot. Every year we do some kind of vision board. For the next year. We did it already for 2023. We will come to that later. And a lot of things that we envisioned at the end of 2021, were more or less.
Yeah, they came into manifestation.
Yeah. And just imagine that CWA, Conscious World Agents, just exists today for 2 years. Exactly. So
we will celebrate later.
So, and what we have seen in the last 2 years, what we've accomplished, and what kind of feedback you gave back to us is it's really amazing, and it gives us the motivation and the inspiration to go on and on and on. And we have a lot of things for 2023 that we want to share with you, but this is basically what I can tell about 2022. Do you want to add something?
Yeah, well, for us, of course, it was 2 years with Conscious World Agents. We finished the Four-Leaf Clover program with a group that was absolutely amazing. It was so, what a journey with the participants, such in-depth journey. And for us as well to be part of that. And one of the participants just had a baby, so that was also lovely. That was
not due to the program, but
no, but just youth celebration as well. And it was such a lovely group, and to go into that depth for a whole year with a group, that's phenomenal. And you see the growth, and you see what can happen, the growing of awareness of our actions, of our thoughts, and how we go about in daily life. Well, and for me, I think the whole year has also been a growth process again, becoming more and more aware of the freedom that I already have inside me, and becoming aware of all the thoughts that I have, of all the things that I can do, and how I can do them, and how I can go about in my daily life and in the things I do, and doing them much more with awareness, and sharing that with people, how to stay well. I think there's also a great sense of well-being, what we do ourselves. We went on a retreat not long ago, this month, which was lovely, and really coming back to
nature,
to the place, to our nature, and reconnecting with nature.
Absolutely.
As well, with the elements.
And the elephants.
And the elephants. And we had an amazing time. And that was so good to really enjoy that. And do other things that we do. Still, if people reach out, if we can mentor them or guide them on their path, that's what we do as well. And sometimes some beautiful things happen when people realize that, how can I say it? For example, yesterday, when I did a healing session, with someone, sometimes when we go through trauma that goes and sit in our bodies, for example, and we're not really aware of that, but we can also put a lid on the emotion that sits with that. And if we do that over years and years and years, then all of a sudden this can start to manifest in disease or in illness and things like that, or something in headaches or symptoms like not sleeping well and whatever. And we just take them for granted. Oh, that's just what I have. But actually, when they start to release and the emotion can come out, we sense such a great deal of freedom in ourselves. And I think that is with so many things that we have going on in our lives. So many people that we coach are suffering from burnout symptoms or things like that. It's just not possible for them to continue like that. So really taking good care of yourselves, we've also been doing.
Yeah.
And, doing the things that we love, and having the balance of sharing, like leadership training or self-development training. It's just all these things add to living your life fully, to become your full potential. And of course, we need to do that ourselves as well. So we did that very aware, and we're still doing that very aware. And I very much forward looking to 2023, because I feel that is going to be phenomenal for us. And it doesn't mean, and we would like to add that we don't get our troubles of life. Trust us.
We had them this year.
We had serious troubles this year. Yeah. And how can I say that? Personally, that was very difficult for me. Very difficult, because it was very close to my heart. And my heart ached a lot. However, I didn't go and sit down and feel miserable with it. I tried to be, it was not even trying. I stayed connected with my heart all the time, and I acted upon that with what needed to be done. And that has been very helpful. And we see the improvements with all that going on. But don't think that we don't get our share of life, because that's life.
Yeah.
Life it has everything, and it's all inside us as well. It's just how we go about with it.
And it's what they say in America. You never die from a snake bite, and it's inevitable that you will be bitten.
Hmm.
But it's the venom that kills you. And that's the poison. And the poison stands in this case for how do I cope with all the issues in my life? At a certain moment, you will be bitten, everybody on this planet. How are you doing? How are you dealing with this? Are you constantly opening the wound and let people see how horrible it is and how awful this life is, and basically more or less stepping into a victim role, and as if you cannot do anything about it? And of course, you cannot do everything, and you cannot change the outside world right away.
Yeah.
But you can always, and that's a choice. It's a conscious decision that you have to make. How do I react here? How do I respond? How can I deal with this, although it's horrible?
Yeah.
And that's not always easy. We understand that completely. Claudia is 58, I'm 62, so we had our share of life already. And probably there will be also things that will be on our path that are not really only the happiest thing. But it's constantly, how do we deal with this? And that choice is only up to you, no one else. And that's what we really want to show you and teach you in life, that you have a choice. Always.
Yeah.
How horrible the situation also is, you have a choice.
Yeah. And that's what we had as well. And, I had the choice, for example, to cry all day or to do something, and if I had to cry and if I was sad, that's absolutely fine. And, you can do something else as well. And that was really helpful for me to understand. And and it still is. And I think that's been in quite a few situations in my life, but to become aware of that and not to be disheartened, because life is like that. Like Arturo says, how you going to go about with that?
Yeah.
And that's also in leadership. We see it in companies. People then all of a sudden they have a stressful situation and they blow a fuse, and all the leadership skills that I've learned and whatever just go out of the window, and they react on old patterns, things that helped in the past that were successful for them then, and things get ruined. So it goes in so many situations that we don't realize the ripple effect of what we say, what we do, and so forth. So, but what is really important, and what I really realized this year again, is that to take good care of yourself, and then do the things that you really love doing.
Yeah. And know that change is inevitable. Yeah. Life changes constantly.
Yeah.
So don't go for security. Go for inner peace. Once you go for inner peace, then you can deal with the outside world so much easier. And emotional intelligence doesn't mean that you don't have emotions. But do you let the emotions rule your behavior, or do you take leadership over your own emotions? And well, maybe this is already something we didn't prepare this. But 3 things about emotional intelligence, and that's the first one is, how do I deal with my own emotions? And we have them constantly, just like Claudia explained a little bit earlier here. The second part is, how do I deal with the emotions of other people? Because other people also show their emotions. Maybe they're angry at you, or they feel that they're sad or happy. It doesn't matter. They have their emotions. How do I deal with that? And the third part of emotional intelligence is how can I deal with the outside world that's constantly changing? And if you cannot deal with the outside world, then we go back to the first rule. How do I deal then with my own emotions? So it's a circle, and it starts with you. And again, it starts with making a conscious decision. I made the conscious decisions a few years ago. I'm not going to be angry anymore. Does it mean that I don't feel anger sometimes? Yes, I feel it coming. But can I control this? Can I lead this? And can I see what it is? And then let go and make a conscious decision how I want to react, how I want to feel.
Mm-hmm.
And never ever take your cue from your circumstances, what you see on the outside world. Always go inside and say, okay, I see this. What's happening with me? What can I do different? How do I want to react? How do I want the outside world to be? So constantly see in front of you what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Feel this.
Yeah, maybe you can also then explain that how you want to see it. It might not manifest that way.
Yeah, so that's so important. Because if you're attached to the outcome, then you want to take control over things that you cannot control. Basically, there's only one source that can control everything, and that's the big one. And you can call it God, you can call it the universe, you can call it the one field, the source. It doesn't matter how you want to call it. But once you send out the vibration as you want it, so have this picture in front of you, what you want, and feel it as if it's already here. And then the hardest part is letting go. I just read, and it's becoming a new mantra for me.
Yes.
And it goes, I think it's from, well, I'm not sure anymore, but doesn't matter. But it goes like this. Yes, how it goes. I forgot. And you see.
Open the door.
Open the door. Open the door. It's outside there. That's a nice mantra. Okay.
Sorry. That's only a week that you've been doing it.
Yeah.
But it's a long mantra.
It's a very long mantra, and I can remember it within the 10 seconds. How I
Of course. Maybe it will come to you again.
Yeah, it will definitely come to me.
It's all the pressure.
It's a teaser for people.
Maybe
somebody is printing now. I don't know. Probably it's the mantra that's printing.
There you go. Our limited mind can never imagine the bigger thing.
Okay.
That needs to happen for our highest good.
I now declare.
There we go.
That everything is happening for my highest good. All that I want is coming faster to me than I can imagine. And I choose to trust and surrender to this divine process. And this last sentence is essential. It's not just something to add. No, it's essential. Can you trust and surrender to this divine process? And then the printer will do its work.
I'm so curious.
Okay, I'm going to.
Yeah, have a look what it is. There's a message coming through from somewhere, which we absolutely haven't planned. Okay. Nothing to be excited about.
Nice.
Right, okay. But yeah, what really happened, we had a dream day this week. It was actually a lot more has happened, but this is just for the last month. We had a dream day, sort of, we envisioned how we would like 2023 to look like. And that became a large dream board.
Yeah.
And we went into a... This is hilarious. We both did our own part in being artistic or
Yes.
creative, how you might call it. And we had some nice music up on, some music that really can help you to go into a different state of your brain, in brainwave, binaural sounds. And then we put them together and we stuck them on the wall. They're in the hall now, and we look at them every day, and we just send out, this is what we feel, this is what came through. We went into the flow state, really like a meditative state, and all these things came through that we just felt that had to sort of become manifested this year. And that were lots of things, and we'll share some of that with you. But that really felt really good to go into that space of already seeing, feeling how the next year might look ahead. Now, that's of course only with the limited mind. Maybe we have things might come into being that we could not have imagined, because our mind is still expanding. My mind, certainly, my consciousness is still expanding. So there might also be thrown things into that soup that I would have never imagined. And then later that mantra came through.
Yeah.
That was added to your
I now
vision.
declare.
There you go. So that was really wonderful to see how that also came. And you've now been doing this, repeating this every day, actually, since then. So another thing that we've done this year, I was asked to speak in a video, in a documentary, Ahimsa. And that might be interesting for some of you to see. It's Making Peace Again with Nature. Mm-hmm. It's a film made by Godharmic. So if you Google Godharmic and Ahimsa, you will also see that film. It's about what we need to do in order to make peace with nature again. And there was also something about the Big Love Summit from FVCW. And I was invited to speak about how to be loving awareness in challenging times. And that is a lovely chat as well that you maybe want to have a look at as well. That was done also in November. And why we're sharing this? Because it's nearly a time for the festive season. So you might have some free time that you want to watch some inspirational documentaries and things. But these things we will also put on our website. So you can have a look at our inspirational videos there.
And today, of course, it's Solstice.
Solstice, yes.
And the nice part of Solstice is if you really know what it means, it's not only the change. How do you say this in English? Zonnewende.
Zonnewende, solstice. Like it doesn't change from how the sun is, how the earth is tilted towards the sun.
Yeah.
So it changes its tilt.
But if you really look at the word, it means that the sun is standing still. Yeah. It's not only changing from this is the longest night and shortest day today. No, it's really standing still for about 3 days.
In the sky.
Yeah, in the sky. It looks like it's standing still.
Yeah.
And that's also nice why this time of the year, can you stand still? Can you pause for a while? Maybe not 3 days in a row, but can you stand still and look back? Look back what you already achieved, not what you missed. No, what did you achieve? What were the results? How did it make you feel? All these kind of things.
Yeah. Nice.
And when you look back and you see what you already have done, it's much more than you probably would think of right now.
Nice.
And then can you be proud of yourself? Can you say, wow, I did a great job? Mm-hmm. And even if you think you've done nothing, look back. Stand still, look back, take a deep breath, sit down, take a pen and paper, and start to write down. Start to write down what comes up. Don't think about it. Things, what comes up, write it down.
Mm-mm.
And I can guarantee you that it will surprise you what you have done.
Yeah. Excellent. And what I like about that is also it doesn't have to be things that you've done in material stuff.
No.
It could be like something within yourself, overcome maybe some challenges or taken a first step towards your dream, or being able to forgive yourself, or being more compassionate towards yourself.
Helpful for other people.
Yeah.
Did you show compassion at certain moments? Did you change your mindset at a certain point? Did you change your perception where you first were, for instance, angry, and when you changed your perception, you understood at least the situation?
Yeah.
All these kind of things. What helped you so far in this year, last year? And it's not to brag, but sometimes we pay for a person in a restaurant, and when we sit there, and then we pay, and then the person doesn't know, and we say, okay, can we pay for that person there? Don't tell us that we were, and then we leave, and then the person doesn't have to pay, and that gives so much fulfillment.
Yeah, often they're elderly people.
Yeah.
Much older than us.
Much older than I am.
Than us. Wonderful. Yeah, but things like that, or can you just even change your thought from me to we, that you said, oh, well, what about the others? How would it be for them? So we also know that it's not an easy time for everyone.
Yes.
This is not. Because it's also solstice. That means, it's the shortest light that we have in the day. And a lot of people struggle with that.
Mm-hmm.
So what we would like to say is know that you have a big light inside you. Even though it's very dark outside, there is a huge light shining inside you, like the sparkles. We like to put little lights on and things like here, or candles, just to remind us of our beautiful spark inside ourselves. So, what's happening?
Do you see all the lights?
Yeah, that's true. So, remind yourself that you are that sparkle. You are that light, and from your light, another light can be lit again. So keep your light going. How difficult it might be. You are here to spread your light with the world. So we're thinking of you, and we'll definitely put a candle on for you to remind you of that light, and we'll pray for you that you start to see that one day again. And hopefully you'll remember then that you heard this one day, and you will do that something like this for someone else as well.
And that you can find your inner strength and inner peace to overcome this situation where you're in right now. And it's always possible, although it seems so horrible and sometimes so dark. Mm-hmm. But it is possible. Also, reach out for asking for help.
Yep.
If you do this, then it will definitely help you to accelerate, to get out of this darkness sometimes.
Yep, definitely. Now, before we say something else or end maybe this conversation, I would like to say something about some things that we've planned.
Oh.
They're not all on the website yet because the secretary has been very busy. But we would like to say on the 28th of December at 8 o'clock CET time for an hour PM, we have a free webinar for you. If you want to join us, then send us an email at consciousworldagents@gmail.com. And what we're going to do, we're going to share with you how to consciously end the year 2022 and to prepare for 2023.
Yes.
And in a way that, what is it already in you, that what Arturo said earlier, feel you have achieved, and what would you want to take to 2023 and maybe expand even more, or bring more joy in your life, more light in your life, more purpose in your life, and all these things. So we're going to do an hour about that, and that's we're going to talk about that. We're going to share with each other how we do it, and yeah, share little gems about how to take the next step towards your dreams and goals.
And one of the things is also that we want to do more webinars in 2023.
Yes, for free.
For free.
There you go.
And free webinar.
Free webinar. So that's on the 28th. And then if you want to go further with that, you want to spend a whole day with us, we have inspiration days. And some of you have attended those already, but we've got an online one on the 28th of January, a whole day, right? Yeah. And on the 25th of February, we have a live one
here in Bussum.
So in the Netherlands, which will be probably in Dutch. But the online one will be in English, for sure. Unless we have only Dutch participants, then it will be in Dutch. But it always seems that we have a few English spoken people on the training anyway. Then we have the 4-leaf clover programs starting a whole year again in March. And it starts on the 18th of March. So that's something to check up on our website. That is a personal leadership program that will take you to the next level in your life, how you experience life, and how you will find much more meaning in your life.
And you can read on our website what people experience in a whole year, and what they say at the end. And they thought they could achieve a lot, but it exceeded their expectations a lot. And then they understand now what they are capable of every time, again and again.
Yes. So all yes to that. We're looking forward to that, to sharing that with you as well. And then we have a plan to go to South Africa in November, the 27th of November to about the 2nd of December, to do a special leadership training there. And now that will be something else. State of the art, I would say. We'll also be in a sort of wildlife park. So this will be amongst animals, and we will rekindle the connection with nature within ourselves, but also with the whole of ourselves. We go back to the origin, basically, from who we are. And we're near the cradle of humankind there, where some people say there's where the first humans came from that area. But we also want to really look at our leadership skills there and how to develop into this being that is miraculously aware in this world and has a miraculous life in that way. So we're planning that for next year as well.
And there will be also a safari and probably also an elephant walk. So you can experience also that.
Yes, it's near an elephant sanctuary. So those kind of things we've been dreaming, and they have, they'll come on our website. So if you want to have a look at that and see what resonates with you, then please do within the next week. It should be all online. Not sure if the whole Africa thing will be online totally then, but if you're interested, then please let us know, because it will be a small group that's going. It's not a large group. It will be a small amount of people. Because
what do you call small?
About 1 or 2.
1 or 2?
No.
Okay.
But not 15 or 20 people. That's not what we envisioned this time. But maximum 10, I think we were sort of thinking. So, because that's how much can go in a safari jeep, right? So, unless some of you want to sit on the roof.
No, we have we can have 2 cars.
No, but I think that that's what we're sort of aiming for. But let us know, because there will be limited spaces. If you're interested, we'll keep you posted, and we'll have a Zoom call around all that, see if it's for you or not to participate. And in the meantime, again, happy winter solstice from the Northern Hemisphere. And if you're watching from the Southern Hemisphere, happy summer solstice to you.
Yeah.
And I will wish you a most wonderful day. And we will put this on all our social media as well, this recording. And, well, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your support, for your likes, for your comments, for your sharing,
for joining our trainings, our workshops, and so on and so on.
Yeah, and we just so look forward to sharing with you the next year. And we called it Conscious World Agents, and because we feel everybody who wants to can become a conscious world agent, someone who is really aware of how to live a life with meaning and with purpose and being of service. Anything I forgot? I think of something else. We have got a surprise. We've let lovely beads made in Nepal.
Okay.
And we're going to make some nice jewelry, Conscious World Agents jewelry.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you thought I was going to say?
No.
Did you think I was going to say?
It surprised me now.
So yeah, we've got some lovely gems like quartz and all these things, and then we have the bead with Conscious World Agent logo on it and with some beautiful words. And as soon as they're ready, they will be on our website, and we only have a few at the moment, but we will hopefully have some more later on. But we are very much looking forward to sharing that with you too. So we become aware every time we look at our bracelet. It's a sterling silver bead, and it will remind us that we are all conscious world agents. We have a responsibility to take care of this earth and of each other. Love, trust, and serve. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you again. Hello. And we look forward to sharing something with you next week. If you want to be in the webinar, consciousworldagents@gmail.com. Free webinar next week, Wednesday, 28th of December, 8 till 9 PM CET. Have a lovely day. We'll make a fire tonight. You're going to bed early. And we'll make a fire. We do a lovely fire, welcoming the sun back into our hearts. And that's it.
Yeah. Wishing you a wonderful holiday there. And of course, do two things, at least two things every day that gives you energy and makes you happy.
Yes.
And if you can do 3 or 4 or 5, it's even better.
That's it.
Raise your own energy, raise your vibration and frequency, and the universe will respond.
Lift your heart. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Ciao.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.